Hi guys, it's Sarah from the Lonely Rose 9314, and today I'm going to be doing my top 15 of 2015 book list. So I will be linking down my book reviews below. I only have 2 book reviews on this list that I don't have on YouTube, so sorry about that. I read a total about 16 books in the year 2015, and I know it's not very many, but considering I only started reading again in July, or maybe it was possibly June, I think I did pretty good considering. So I have technically 16 books here. I'm definitely gonna do the top 15. A lot of these books I liked more than others. So coming in at number 16 is not even like a 16. I call this my dishonorable mention, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for hating this book when people find out what it is, but my least favorite of 2015 was Daughter of Smoke and Bones by Laini Taylor. Reasons why I didn't really like this book was because the insta romance thing between Karu and Akiva really bothered me, especially since the first time they met he tried to kill her. So I don't really find that romantic, and I knocked off a lot of points for that. Also, 2 favorite characters that I loved weren't really sparkled around the books as much. Like, I liked Brimstone and I liked her friend Susanna, but they weren't sufficient parts of the story to actually save the story. Karu was an okay character. I didn't really relate to her, which is another one of my pet peeves. So this story just had a lot of my pet peeves in one. The romance I didn't like, the characters my characters always sticked around in this book. I know I'm hating on this book a lot, and you're gonna be like, oh no, maybe you should read it again. Truth is, I really don't want to. Maybe some other time. Yeah. So coming in at number 15 is Radiance by Alyson Noel. I actually don't have a lot of my books here, mostly because I'm at my boyfriend's house in Florida right now, and all my books are in New Mexico. So we're gonna try to do this. So number 15 is Radiance by Alyson Noel. I found myself rather bored with this story. It wasn't that good. I gave it maybe a 5, 6 stars, maybe. Yeah, it was just really bad. Okay, so coming in at number 14 is a book that has been critically acclaimed, and I didn't particularly like it. It wasn't that the story wasn't good, it was just the fact that I couldn't relate to the characters, and, the situation as to why they were doing the things they were doing, I didn't particularly like it. They could have thought of 1,000 other reasons why she wanted to hurt herself that way, but they didn't, and it will never be as good as 13 Reasons Why. So coming in at my number 14 spot is My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Wanga. I didn't really like this one. I didn't mind it, but it wasn't as good as it's been critically acclaimed. 13 Reasons Why is so much better. So if you're looking for that kind of a darker mood, darker theme story, I'd suggest reading 13 Reasons Why over this book, because this book was a kind of a waste of my time. Sorry, not sorry. Coming in at number 13 really saddens me because I had high expectations from this book, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I found myself not really liking the story in general. The characters were great, and it did have a lot of character development that I really did like, and the romance was cute, but it wasn't for me. Maybe if I picked up another Rainbow Rowell book, I don't get why I'm not gonna bash this author. Apparently, she has a big fan base, but I didn't find myself enjoying Fangirl as much as I thought I would for author that is so critically acclaimed, it didn't do it for me. So maybe if I read another book by her, maybe. Okay, so coming in at number 12 is Confessions of a Murder Suspect by James Patterson. Coming from the book of unrelatable characters, Tandy is one of the most unrelatable ones that I've had. She becomes a little bit more human in the book, but, you know, I gave it a solid 7 out of 10 stars. I didn't hate it, but it was really boring, which, if it wasn't for the fact that I literally put myself on a you have to finish this book binge, I wouldn't have read it all the way through. So yeah, that also knocked down points for it. James Patterson is one of my favorite authors too, so I was really disappointed. I also knocked down points for that because it was really disappointing. But yeah. So coming in at number 11 is actually Hex Hall by Rachel Hopkins. I actually really enjoyed this book. I didn't love it, but it was pretty good. And I don't really have any reasons to bash it, so yeah. So coming in at number 10 is Traffic by Ellen Hawkins. I stated before in my book review why I loved this book, but I didn't particularly love it. The first book, this is the second book in the series, so the first book was way better. As for sequels go, it was an okay sequel, but I found myself really liking only 3 out of 5 stories, which for me, it's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, you get what you get. Again, Ellen Hopkins is still one of my favorite authors, nevertheless. So coming in at number 9, I have, yay, number 9. Coming in at number 9, I have The Game of Love and Death. Forgive me, I don't really remember who this was by. I'll look it up later. I'm sorry. So I have The Game of Love and Death, and this one was really interesting for me, and I ended up loving it. Sure, it was boring in some parts, but if you knew me, you know I don't read historical fiction that often. I call this like a historical fiction with a little twist of fantasy in there so you don't get too bored. But it was really different, and I never really read a book that had an interracial couple in it before in the struggles of being an interracial couple. So I was happy about how that ended up, and I was satisfied with the book and its ending. So that book is the reason why it got number 9. So coming in at my fingers do not cooperate. Coming in at number 8, I have Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. I actually had not read a Nicholas Sparks book before this year, and I was really impressed. I get why people like his writing. I know his movies are as mushy and cliche as hell, but, you know, for this book, it was more on the little bit drastic side. And I really enjoyed the characters and getting to read some things that weren't in the movie because I do have a soft spot for the movie also. So coming in at number 7 is actually a book I have here, so I can reach down and get it, and that is I Hate Myselfie by Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson is one of my favorite YouTubers ever, and this is my first biography that I actually really liked since I hate biographies. But Shane Dawson is my exception to reading biographies. So good job, Shane Dawson, good job. Coming in at number 6 is one that me and my ex-roommate read together. Hi, Grace. And that is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This book, it shocked me a lot. It was kind of slow-paced to begin with, but then we jumped into the action of things, and it was a really unique story. For me, I know people compare it to a lot of other stories and say it's not original, but it's really not the case with this book, and this book should really get a little bit more credit. So that's why it's number 6 on my list. So coming in at number 5, I have a book that was my very first book review on this channel, and that is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I liked how this book could be serious, yet light humored at the same time. I loved the relationship between Ruby and Liam. The only quirk I had about this book, or complaint really, is I didn't know if I was going to continue the series or not, mostly because I liked the way it ended. So, yeah, I know, the ending, yes, the ending sucked, but it was really an ending for me. So, yeah, I had no clue. So, coming in number 4 might shock people because she's my favorite author, but that is The Ruby Circle by Rachel Mead. There was 3 other books in this year that I enjoyed a little bit more than The Ruby Circle. I will always have a soft spot for Sydney and Adrian and Rose and Dimitri and all the Vampire Academy and Bloodlines characters, mostly because I have spent 12 books of my life reading these series and a lot of other Rachel Mead series. So I hope she continues writing good series. The one she wrote a couple months ago, Soundless, isn't really sitting well with me, and it happens occasionally with her books. Like, I can't really read, the Immortal Crap, not the Immortal, I don't really know. The Agent X series, I can get past the first 4 chapters, I don't really know. And with Soundless, I'm halfway through it, but it's not shaping up to be one of my favorites by her. So I hope The Glittering Court is a little bit better than Soundless. Not that I can't appreciate that Soundless is a really unique story, so I'm giving her points for that, and I still love Rachel Mead no matter what. So coming in at number 3 is actually a book I just recently read that I just posted my book review for today. And that is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard by Rick Riordan. I really liked how this book had well-established characters and well-established world building, and it was a really great book, so yay. And it was really tough. It was really, really tough to pick my top 3. But this second book impressed me a little bit more than Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. So coming in number 2 is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This book had me super emotional. I loved the story of Elia and Elias. Elias a little bit more than Elia. I love the relationship between Elias and Helene. Yes, I am a Elias shipper. I don't care much for Lilas or what you call them. Because I found that to be an insta romance, and I don't like those type of things. For Helene and Elias, they've been friends for a long time, so it's not really insta love for me. So yeah, sorry / not sorry for being a Elias shipper. But besides the ships in this one that I really thoroughly enjoyed reading about, this book had a lot of action in it. It's not really a paranormal story per se. It's more of a really harsh contemporary, I would like to call it. But An Ember in the Ashes definitely made me want to read the second book. Like, right now, I want it in my hot little hands, and it'll be in my most anticipated releases / books I want to read in 2016 video that I'll probably make in 2 days, mostly because I can't. Well, actually, I could do 3 videos in 1 day. So, well, I'll probably do that later. So, coming in at we're finally here, guys. Finally to my number 1 pick for my top 15 of 2015. This book made me laugh. It made me cry. It was probably one of my best contemporary books for the year. It's pretty up there with 13 Reasons Why for my favorite contemporary of all time. And yes, if you watch my videos, you probably already guessed it, but that's it. It's Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. This book got a solid 10 out of 10 stars. The story was amazing. The characters were well developed. I didn't hate anything about this book, and I couldn't find a single thing wrong with it. So congratulations, Every Last Word by Tamara and Stone. The romance was amazing. The friendships were awesome. The handling OCD very well was amazing. So easily, this could be one of my favorite books of all time. So congratulations, Tamara Stone. You snagged the #1 spot on my list. So there you guys have it. That was my top 15 of 2015. What is your guys' favorite book of 2015? Leave a comment down letting me know. And I'll talk to you guys later when I get finished with my list of most anticipated releases / books I want to read in 2016. Bye guys!